Hi. It's been pretty tough the last couple months. I decided I didn't care about trying to be presentable or do my hair or wear makeup or whatever. It's just not me. I'm not glamorous. I'm not I don't know, whatever they call it. I'm not trying to make money on the internet. I'm not trying to do anything. I don't really feel much like anything anymore. You know when you're younger and you have so many plans? Well, when you're young, think about it. They won't turn out the way you think. Now, I mean, some people, they seem to win the lottery, and other people don't. I don't wish that on anybody. I had a lot of big plans. A lot of stuff happened to me in my 20s. I was doing stuff. I was going to college. I was, involved in the honor society. I mean, I was doing everything. I had 2 jobs, everything. A lot of stuff happened, and I had a breakdown. Later, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, type 2. I didn't even know I was sick. I mean, I thought, no, stress. Oh, I know that, but not this. Not nightmares. Not crying and screaming and, gosh, I was paranoid. Anyway, I'm only going to be saying this because I want to help other people. Maybe this is the only thing I'll ever do in my whole life. I mean, I have done some acting in my 30s and some, basically 2 movies I have on DVD and some stage work. I even wrote a children's book, published it and everything, so to minimum success, put it that way in my life. I've tried. I don't want to ever, I think in my own head I'm like the worst person. In my head I'm thinking, oh, you didn't try, but yeah, I did. I always ran into walls. I just wasn't either lucky, or I didn't have enough money, or enough support, emotional support, whatever it was. I had nobody in my corner. Yeah, blah, 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 for me, right? But anyway, I'm not going to go into that. Later, the antidepressants caused me to gain a lot of weight. Later, I met somebody at a weird moment because I was like 100 pounds heavier than I was before I was diagnosed, because the antidepressants made me eat. And then I met him, and it didn't seem to matter. It seemed great. He liked me for who I was, I didn't know I was stepping into a really long, bitter trap. But anyway, around the time I was 30 years old, or was it? Yeah, about 30 years old, because I met him in 1999. So in 2000, I started having these symptoms, and I found out I had diabetes type 2. Wow! And, well, even in my 20s, I found out I had PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Okay, so basically my whole body was shutting down. It was doing all kinds of crazy stuff hormonally. It was just like not wanting to be nice, not playing nice with me at all. So to let you know that to start off early in my life like that, a lot of battles. I did eventually go back and graduate from college, and I got my AS degree in small business operations. You know, I did quite a few things in my 30s, 20s, 30s, you know. Eventually my mom passed away, so I had to move out of state, got married. Bad, big mistake. But anyway, realized he was just not the nicest guy. I mean, we had good times, we had really bad times. I'm not going to go into it, but anyway, I found out he was more of a narcissist, bossy and possessive, and, well, anyway, I had to end up sort of taking care of him too, because he had a head injury, but he wasn't like in a wheelchair or anything, but it was like trying to rein in a little child, you know, who thought he knew best. Anyway, it was just really rough. I mean, I had to get on to SSI because I needed medication, I needed health insurance, everything. I sometimes wish I hadn't, but I did need all those things because I could only work a certain amount of hours for a certain amount of pay. It really limited my dreams. And if I ever made over a certain amount, they took stuff away. Basically, they left me working and living under the poverty line. Yeah. Anyway, just, you know, stuff that could happen, right? Well, throw in a lot of other stuff, you know, that everybody has in their family. I'm not going to blame people or whatever. Maybe eventually I'll make another video about that, but anyway. One of the biggest things in my life that started back after my father died in '86 was that I always kind of have been the type who sometimes had dreams or feelings or whatever and all this kind of stuff. This is way before I ever knew I had bipolar. I had a dream that he told me that, because I was telling about a guy I liked, and he said, now listen, little girl, he's not the one for you, there's someone else. I didn't believe him, but whatever. Because by the following year, I started having dreams, like in '88, of a faceless man. And it kept going and going into the '90s, and even kind of sometimes now, but the person that I thought it was, I know this sounds stupid because now that I told you I have bipolar disorder, I thought he was famous. Well, not because of the dreams. I had other confirmation of certain things, but now I know it. You know, you can never trust anything when you're having mental problems. I mean, I thought I had a confirmation when I read an interview he did, but you can't believe what you read. They all lie. He said something about him dreaming about a faceless girl, and that was about 1990. But, you know, he never reached out. If he was looking for me, he never knew me. He wasn't reaching out. He's now happily married. He doesn't know me. Not really. I mean, only from social media, but obviously he doesn't know me. And now I look like a bulldog. I used to be pretty. Now I feel like I lost my chance for one reason or another, or maybe he did see me and go, oh, I don't want her. You know, forget that. She wouldn't work out in my life. I just don't measure up, you know. A lot of times I kind of did that to myself, but, you know, I decided this is a time in my life when I'm going through a lot of stuff right now. Saying goodbye to my ex, in a lot of ways. I mean, we've been divorced for a long time, but, you know, stuff happens and you just have to say goodbye. Saying goodbye to a lot of things I don't want to say goodbye to, but I do. I have a 17-year-old dog. I had since he was 4 months old. I don't think he's going to last until New Year's. I have to make that decision. He's always been my guy. So smart. He knew stuff and I didn't even teach him. I have to say goodbye to a lot of things and I'm scared. I'm saying it because I believe that you can make things change in your life. If I put it out there, maybe my life will change the most positive way. Maybe if I was supposed to be with the person, he'll see this. Or reach out if it was never meant to be a romantic thing. Maybe something else. I want to be who I am. Who I'm becoming. I don't think that I have room in his life for that, and I don't think he could accept me for who I am. The way that I thought it was going to be. So I'm accepting that. I'm not glamorous, like I said. I mean, I can wear makeup and everything and do my hair and stuff. I just cut it for other things. For eventually to have a different hairdo for headshots and whatever. And my hair was not looking too good at one point. Eventually, when it starts to grow out, I can do so many more things with it. But anyway, God bless. And I do love a lot of people. I wish everyone the best. Amen. Right?